All right, welcome back. Let's talk about Mohbad. Let's talk about Mohbad. Mohbad is a young man who passed away on September 12th, 2023, right? Yeah, he passed away and he met his untimely death on September 12th, 2023. And he had a lot going on. His name was Ileriolua Aloba, known professionally as Mohbad. He was a Nigerian rapper, singer. I don't know why they call him a rapper, but oh well, whatever. Singer, songwriter, definitely from Lagos, and he was also formerly signed with Naira Marley, and who had been accused of maybe frustrating him to until his untimely death. He was 27 years old at the time. He left behind a son, Liam, and a wife, Wumi, who has been Wumi and Liam has been dragged through this internet mud in mighty ways in the past going on 5 months now by the general public. And Mohbad's father, whose name is, I think his name is Mr. Joseph Aloba. Mr. Joseph Aloba. All right. So if you don't know who Mohbad is, let me show you the picture of Mohbad and a couple of the characters that we're talking about today. And then I have some videos that I want to react to also. All right, that's Mohbad, the one with the okay. All right, let's make sure. All right, that's Mohbad right there. So the person right next to my picture is Wumi. That's the wife, the widow. Mohbad is the one right next to him. And then the one with the arrow pointing to his head is Mohbad's father. I think, again, Mr. Aloba. Let's just call him Pastor Prophet Aloba. Let's call him that, right? And he's been granting a lot of interviews, claiming that he wants justice. I don't doubt that he wants justice. We're talking about his son right now. I don't doubt that he had love for his son, that he cared about his son. I don't doubt that at all. However, there's been some funny moves on his part, right? That makes us question if this is truly about wanting justice, or does it mean justice by way of making sure the properties go to the right people, right? So there's a lot of things that he's been pulling up. He's been pulling up a lot of tantrums and stuff like that. And I want to be very respectful. I want to be very respectful to him because, again, he lost a son. He lost a son. So he was on an interview with a platform called the Brekete TV, and he was kind of narrating everything that we kind of already know. We know a lot of those stuff already, but the thing now is that there's the investigation is still going on. They conducted what do you call it? They conducted autopsy. They're still going through. They haven't about 4 months ago or so. Okay, and he seems like he's getting very, very impatient, which I can understand. 4 months is a long time, but again, these things take due process. When you consider that this is in Nigeria, when you consider that they might have had to take the specimens across the Atlantic Ocean, possibly, to go and do the test, or the oceans, to go and find out what happened, or the test, or when you consider all of the other incompetence that comes with this kind of testings too. 4 months, maybe if you do that assessment properly, maybe it's not exactly a long time. But again, we're talking about Mohbad and his untimely passing and some of the events that has been going on. So I thought it was just time, since again it's trending today because of this Brekete interview. I thought it's time that we do a quick update and then see if we can extract some more lessons out of this story. It's a sad story all around, but I think we can learn a lot in terms of preparation, not just preparing for death, obviously, but preparing for crisis in general, right? You guys are probably more familiar with our platform from talking about marriage and relationships. But the one thing that I always highlight that most people don't go into marriage preparing for, they don't prepare to handle conflicts. They just don't. Okay, most people go there with rhetorics like you should love each other, you should do this to each other. Okay, what about when one person fails? That kind of crisis, are you prepared for that? No, they're never prepared for it. In fact, they've never thought about it before. Maybe they thought about it, but they didn't realize it's going to be the driving force, because sometimes somebody is going to be weak, you know. So sadly, this man, Mr. Aloba, lost his son. Lost a son at age of 27. I think he's only 54 or 55 himself. So that's kind of like throwing things off a little bit for him. You know, I'm not sure he knows how to act in this time of crisis. I'm not sure he's prepared to know how to act in this type of crisis. So he's moving with lots of emotions. And there's a lot of Nigerians backing him. And a lot of Nigerians backing him and calling it that is the flip side of things is the sentiments. Actually, what I see more so is all the people asking for DNA at this time, they're the one moving in sentiments. They're the one moving with their emotions. In fact, majority of them are projecting at best. Now, they all sound like they know what they're talking about. They all sound like they're just looking for fairness, but you know, if you can't follow due process, you don't know what fairness is. That's not fair. You have unrealistic expectations at best. Okay, but let's listen. So he brought up some of this stuff. He said but let me play this video and then we'll take it from there.
Such
with them things we happen, we in mind be no go before.
Example of such.
Now, the placenta, see, I feel be omoti. Mohbad be.
It's even the placenta of Mohbad's son will be in own grandson.
Ohun tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ni wípé ní ọjọ́ tí a bí ọmọ yẹn, ọmọ mi pè mí pé a ti bímọ. Okay, ṣé kí n máa bọ̀ ni? Onídàdí òun gbé placenta bọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ mi. Mo wá retí ẹ̀ ní àkùn bíi 15 minutes. Mi ò rí kó gbé placenta wá. Mo wá ń pè é wá ní dádì ẹ gbàgbé ẹ̀ wọ́n ti yanjú ẹ̀. What in your joy?
I asked him, I said, what can happen about the placenta? He can't say because when the in Pekin born in grandson, tell us it all. Thank God we don't born Pekin and they carry the placenta come your place.
No, if you talk say that making come.
Yes.
All right, so this placenta stuff is about the DNA. Again, he's looking for justice. He's looking for what happened to his son. And just like many other Nigerians that are supporting him, they are linking it to, it must be that possibly that son does not biologically belong to Mohbad. So they needed to take him out. They have ulterior motives. There's a foul play somewhere is what a lot of people are saying. And so he's saying, well, after everybody started talking, he started to remember about the placenta. When the child was born, traditionally, I guess in Yoruba land, is some kind of patriarch of the family or the father. When I was reading it, it could be the father or it could be the patriarch that had to bury the placenta that came out with the baby. All of that is weird to me because I'm hearing about that for the first time. But anyway. So he recalled that he said, Daddy, our son is here, like after the fresh birth of the baby boy, right, Liam. And then, maybe what we're going to do with the placenta. And they said, okay, I'm on my way. And then he now called back and said, don't worry about it, it's been taken care of. So he's remembering that now after the young man Mohbad has passed away, and now he's feeling like, well, who did they give the placenta to? Right? Let's hear what else he said.
Sorry, sir. What I'm making come. He said, make you carry the placenta come. So in the wait, make you carry the placenta come. You don't come.
After about 15 minutes.
Waiting happen. He said, make you no worry. He said, they don't take care of the placenta.
So he said after about 15 minutes of the call, he said, don't worry, he's been taken care of, right? Well, he wasn't bothered back then. Well, I don't know if he was bothered back then, but now he's claiming that he's bothered now, so.
Ẹni tó ní ọmọ yẹn náà lọ gbé placenta yẹn fún.
He can't remember from there, can't link out say, oh.
So he now concluded that it's the person who owned the child biologically that they give the placenta to. What kind of conclusion is that? Like, how did you go from 15 minutes later on, your son said, don't worry about the placenta, is taken care of. A 27-year-old who is having children, they are also growing up at the same time. They are trying to figure out life. So maybe it's not all the way aware of the particular cultural rights that comes with the idea of placenta. It's not a big deal. It's taken care of, right? Maybe it could be that. Maybe it could be like, yes, they've given it to the person who actually owns the child, biologically speaking. But it could also mean everything in between that. What happens to everything, the rest of the story in between that? Why is it concluding so soon, now, today, that it must be that they've given the placenta, so it's given the placenta to the person? Why? How do you make such a wild conclusion so soon?
wá jẹ́ kí n máa rántí pé.
And then that makes me remember that
ẹni tó ní ọmọ yẹn náà lọ gbé placenta.
that person that owned that child is who they gave the placenta to. What?
He can't remember from there. Can't they link up say, oh, okay, that placenta at that time, it be like saying that the person will get the pikin. Now they carry the placenta go give.
Hold on there. No, hold on there.
Now, he claimed that nobody in Lagos, Ogun State, Ondo State, Osun State, on the West or your state, nobody is listening to him and nobody is trying to fight for him so he can get justice for his son. So he decided to go to Abuja. That's what they are claiming now. I guess this show is coming out of Abuja. Brekete family. All right, so that's a wild conclusion in my opinion. I don't know what they're talking about.
I want to make the whole world follow us chook mouth for this matter.
All right, so that's the first thing I wanted to highlight before we move on further. If I am not in good terms with my father-in-law, you ain't seen shit. Okay, not to. Orishirishi, placenta, that's often treated as biohazard. Sure, exactly, right? So, which is why I find it weird. So I didn't have any of my children in Nigeria, so I wouldn't know about any of this stuff. I'm that guy that would have told them to dispose it if they asked me, because I'm sure they would still want to honor some people's cultural rights in certain places. I don't even remember. I probably told them like, please, what you told? What? Huh? Get rid of it. But you know, Nigerians and their, you know, and their culture. It's culture. Anyway, so that's that. There was quite a few wild things that were said during this session on Brekete, and I'm going to cover as much of it as I can today within the time limit that we have. All right, so let's look at this one here. Let's look at this one. There you go. Aha. So now in this one, there's a bunch of people started calling in. a bunch of people started calling in, and then the next thing, I'm starting to hear some wild claims by the people that were calling in that were not related to any side of it. They're just making like extremely, like, it's very personal. People are taking this very personal. Anyway, Mario says, I typed Yoruba insult but changed my mind. Now me carry belle, you are the grandfather, not the father. Voila. This is personal for Nati too. Let me play this one. This one is wild. Okay, but this is something I see on both sides of the gender. You know, gender warriors must come into this matter, of course. Let's play it.
Investigation, they need to investigate that woman. I'm suspecting that wife, if there is any investigation for what you are doing in the family there, you are really crying, and God will bless you and continue to strengthen you.
Wait, what did I play? Let me just make sure I'm playing the right thing. Let's try to see. Oh God, I have to find it. Hold on 1 second. Okay.
Tributator.
All right.
My contributed, we say we want to thank you for taking this matter upon yourself so that we have justice for Mohbad. Because from all the story we'll be hearing all this while, that's a foul play. Mohbad does not just die like that. Yesterday I was discussing with somebody. The person brought issue of Mohbad. Was now telling me that, do I know when they finish autopsy, what is hearing now is that he took knife on his neck. And
when they finish autopsy, they took knife on what? On neck? What?
With his father telling Nigerians now that when he went, they put the body under the staircase and there's a pool of blood.
On his bed, yes, on his bed sheet.
There's automatically there's a link between what I heard yesterday and what the father said now.
And
please,
for 4 months now,
for
4 months now, up till now, they never hear anything from the Nigerian police.
Yes, that's a foul play. Please, we need the assistance. We want justice for Mohbad.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So they have heard things from police. Is it taking long? I don't know. I don't know exactly what the benchmark of how long it's supposed to take. But if I were to guess, yeah, it probably would take longer than normal in Nigeria because it's Nigeria, right? But again, due process. But I've seen statements from police saying, hey, we took out the test, we're waiting for it. And to say that they haven't heard anything, they haven't seen the results in 4 months, that would be more accurate. But of course, they have to say it in a way that will rile up the audience, right? And they are, guess what? The audience is undefeated. They are getting riled up.
Look, we appreciate it. Hello, good morning. Oh, no.
Hi.
Oh, no.
So,
What's that? Jesus.
Honorable.
Waiting be your name, where you never know from, waiting be your contributed.
My name is Audio Abros. I'm
Obio.
speaking from Niger State.
Okay, Odion.
Yes, sir. May God bless you, sir.
Amen, and you too, sir.
For the good work you are doing in Nigeria.
Amen, and you too, sir.
I just want to greet you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Get to the point, Jerry. Oh, he just wanted to greet
These
people.
This thing where I take the answer call, so now Madam Happiness give me. May we appreciate Madam Happiness.
Can I show you something that kind of...
No, don't show me anything. Let's go.
I will show now the phones where she bring for me. One phone they do some assault if you open them. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, now who me and I'm Devano. Where you Devano from?
My name is Chigo. I'm Devano with you in Niger State.
Let me find.
Because
Number to call now, plug. Now who me and I'm Devano. Where you Devano from? Niger. Okay. Waiting be your contributor.
Contributed.
You know get waiting to talk.
Amen.
Me and my people. Now my people they do answer.
Okay.
Yes, everybody God will strengthen you people more,
Amen.
more grace.
Amen.
My contribution is that Mohbad's wife, if there is any investigation, they need to investigate that woman. I'm suspecting that woman.
Okay, so he said they need to investigate that woman. He's suspecting that woman. Gender warriors will find their way into this conversation, of course, into any conversation. They will find a link, you know. Ajebota, Mr. Ola is confusion right now. I was, but I'm not Ajebota. I am Paco as they come. If you put him in Duce, I don't think it was about me. You have no idea. All right, let's keep going.
Woman has a foul play in what is going on. So please, let's investigate Mohbad's wife. Let's know and see what will come out from her side.
Are you in support of that?
I'm 100% support.
No,
Foul play.
They said they should investigate Mohbad's wife. Okay, so I think by default they are probably investigating the Mohbad's wife. I think there's I'm not sure. I think they said that anybody that's closer to the closest people to him at the time of his passing are, they call them, they are also suspect. They are people of interest, right? By default. So they will be investigated. I don't have any doubt they will be investigated. But what I find fascinating is the obsession. There's an obsession with making a point to that, and you're going to hear it in this man's rhetoric. Let's keep going.
They ask people for studio whether they agree with you. Una agree with them? Yes. Okay, they agree with you.
Yes, they need to. Women are very dangerous. There's a foul player with that woman.
I told you, the gender warriors will come into the conversation. Women are very dangerous. Of course, right? Now, anybody who has anything to lose, anybody who has built something and they have a lot to lose, they know not to run their mouth like that, right? So guess what's about to happen? He's going to get shut down. He's going to get silenced like the rest of them. You don't know how to talk in public, you get silenced.
Okay, wait. My brother.
Yes, sir.
If we dey talk, make we dey check our words. Okay, if women are dangerous, my mother is dangerous, your mother is dangerous.
Okay, let me make point of correction. Some women.
Some women. Because you see, this thing what I tell you just now, now waiting they suppose they tell.
Some of them I even say you should know now that I meant some. Like, what do you mean you should know? I do know, but you don't know how to talk. You should be slapped. You should be slapped now. I do know that you meant some, but you have to learn how to make it a habit to say some. And even after you say some, I can still smell your breath. You are a gender warrior. Asinegbenu song. Dangerous. Jesus Christ. The same thing is applicable to women that say all men are scum or cheaters and stuff like the same thing is applicable. Egbenu song. Breast stinks. Jesus Christ. Let me see here. All right, so I'm about to play this one. This one is an interesting one too. These are some interesting updates I found today,
Yes, sir.
Sit down, sir. Just hold the microphone close to your mouth, sir. Daddy Mohbad, sir.
Yes, sir.
We go continue tomorrow.
Okay.
By the grace of God.
But mo fẹ́ bẹ̀bẹ̀ kan, sir.
You say you want to beg you for something.
Mo fẹ́ bẹ̀ lawyer Falana. Àti lawyer
it's Wumi's fault.
That's the Mohbad lawyer. Wọ́n dúnkokò mọ́ mi. Ẹ jẹ́ bá mi sọ fún wọn.
Wọ́n ṣe kí ni?
Wọ́n dúnkokò mọ́ mi.
Okay, so this man has also decided to drag Wumi's lawyer or lawyers, the Falana and Falana chambers. Okay, I don't know what he's going to try and accomplish with that. I'm not sure what he expected. Again, unrealistic expectations. If a lawyer or a group of lawyers are representing the other side, I'm not sure what's the expectation here, but let's keep going. He said they are basically after his life, essentially. He made some wild claims that they are after his life, basically. Particularly from the Falana and Femi Falana's, SAN, Senior Advocate of Nigeria chambers.
Wọ́n dúnkokò mọ́ mi, wọ́n jẹ́ ìsùn. Wọ́n petition.
Even the man who's doing translation was confused, like dúnkokò. He said they didn't let her sleep. They didn't let him sleep.
You say one beg Falana is.
The host is confused at this point. He said, Ewotuni dúnkokò. Which one is dúnkokò? The Falana, as in SAN Falana, won't let you sleep. Are you sure you know what you're talking about? Essentially, let's keep going.
SAN and the lawyer to him, late son, Mohbad lawyer, say they put pressure for his head. They make things difficult for him. They don't even write petition on top of his head. They don't allow him sleep.
No, the Falana why no, unless they go give him wrong information. Immediately after the program, I go call Falana. Now, big brother MP. For this human rights defense and activism matter, we go know wetin go happen. And as for Mohbad's lawyer, we go know wetin be the petition wey he go write against the father of the person.
I mean, there's a lot that's been going on. Mohbad's lawyer, they have done a lot, right? And they are also questionable. They have some questionable moves on that in that camp as well. But again, if you are accusing them and you're throwing allegations that are unfounded, recently they filed I'm not sure if they filed a lawsuit or they wanted to file. They asked him for an apology in 14 days or they will file a lawsuit of 200 million naira. It's about $2 million, right? At that time. That's more like $1 million now, right? That was just a few weeks ago. Jesus Christ. Anyway, there is a part where he said he found some will. The same lawyer, the lawyer was there. Remember the whole story about he found Mohbad's body under a staircase somewhere. A lot of allegations, right? And these ones are starting to feel threatened by the interview that this man is granting all over the place. So they now threaten him with a lawsuit for 200 million naira. And keep in mind, again, there's still an autopsy that's going on that they don't have results yet, right? The only thing you can do is still go through the legal route to continue to agitate, to continue to ask the police and the powers that be to make sure that they see the investigation all the way to the end, right? There's a court. Some people say there's no court case. No, there's still court case or not, okay? Semantics. There is investigations going on. Okay, and there's all indications that there's a tussle back and forth between them, between Mohbad's wife, widow, and obviously who is in custody of the child, his child, and this man. And this man is questioning the paternity authenticity of this boy, when in fact Mohbad, when he was alive, there's no indication, there's no record of him ever questioning the legitimacy of his son. So if you bring basketballs to people, what kind of unrealistic expectations are these all over the place, right? It's just weird. Okay, so now he's scared of Falana, he's scared of Wumi, who is the widow of Mohbad. Crazy. Let me play some. I'm going to play a little clip from Nezville's page. Let's see. Shout out to Nezville. Let me play a little clip she put together earlier on.
But I need justice for my son, and I want people to support me. When you're talking about this delaying of autopsy and some other things, it can resort to denial. I do not trust anyone now.
So before the autopsy comes out, he doesn't trust the autopsy already. He's questioning the legitimacy, the authenticity of the test they are doing. He's not going to trust the authorities. This man, even after the result comes out, he's going to fight. He's going to fight everybody. Okay. All right. So as you can see, he's dragging anybody that seems like they're supporting Wumi. That seems like it, because nobody is supporting Wumi really right now, because everybody is. They don't have a choice. They're patiently waiting. I understand it might not be easy for him. They're waiting for the results. So we'll see. Let me see here. Let's play some of this.
Even with the threatening, this Falana and his clients used to me, I was unable to sleep.
He's continued to drag SAN Falana. He said he wasn't able to sleep. Okay, now a lot of people have been trying to drag SAN Falana on this matter. A lot of even bloggers have been dragging him. I'm sure it probably has no place on his body, but let's go.
And I want people to support me, because the autopsy is going to be done.
The autopsy,
private.
Yeah, private.
Yes. So another thing is, I don't know where to live now, because this threatening yesterday, when I hear somebody knocking at the gate, I was even scared that maybe it's those people that Wumi said they want to come. And the Falana was seized by our side.
You said something now that your daughter-in-law might be sending people.
Yes.
Why would you say that, sir?
You did not hear the threatening voice when he called me when I was at the mountain.
Well, the voicemail, she was angry. She said you keep trying to drag her with her son, right? She was angry, right? I guess, again, another unrealistic expectations. Papa is cunningly playing all sides to his advantage. GG money. There's foul play, definitely, with the way he's moving, okay? There might have been foul play with Wumi. Maybe, I don't know. We're going to wait for the investigation to find that out. That's the whole point of the investigation. But he's already telling you right now that he's not going to believe the investigation. He's going to have to do his private investigation. Well, has anybody managed to tell Papa Aloba, Prophet Aloba, that they cost money? Right? It costs money. And it's already costing the government money because the public asks for it. That's why the government is going through all the tests they're doing. It still costs them money, but that's the whole point of public, riding on the public. That's the whole point of what Iyabo Ojo and them were doing, because the government will now have to pay for it, right? But he's saying he wants to do his private. Who's going to pay for the private? Right? Because he keeps talking about they want to forward Lagba Oloju because he doesn't have money. Is he ready to pay for all these tests he's going to ask for? The way this thing is going right now, this is going to end up being an unresolved mystery case. The case is going to end up being an unresolved mystery, right? And it's going to be partly the fault of this man because he doesn't know how to have patience or how to agitate properly. Okay, it's making a whole mess out. His credibility is going to be questioned because it's literally attacking his son's widow and the son, his grandson. Somebody said, but he has the right. I heard you in my spirit just now.
You're right.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with right. You can have the right and you can still drag your own reputation in the poto in the process. Didn't you know that? You never experienced it? You didn't know that before? You didn't know that part about life? That's why we tell you guys to listen. Listen beyond your obsession with righteousness. You're not as righteous as you think you are. Okay? And this Baba clearly needs that lesson too. The way he's moving right now, his credibility is being questioned by at least 50% of the general population. That is a big deal. Okay? That is a majority.
I did not on my phone till the evening time when I just off phone and he used strange line to call me. Say you can me, say is anything happens, so. And I recorded the whole thing.
It happened, so. Baba, this Baba needs to just wait. Be patient. I understand what he's going through. He lost a son, but he needs to be patient. He needs to be patient. This is why people are saying it's because of the property. Like, because a typical papa will wait. They will be mourning while they're waiting. A very tough, easier said than done process to go through. But it seems like he's finding it so simple and easy to drag his son's widow and his grandson. It's coming off. It looks too easy for him. That's why they are saying this Baba is after property. That's why they are saying that. I'm not saying that. That's why they are saying it. That's why at least half of the general populations are saying that. It looks weird. It's very weird. At least wait. Families do drag property, so let's not get that twisted. But they usually wait a little bit longer. But some don't wait. But this one is in the public eyes.
And Falana was aware of this. Upon all, he was still standing by her side.
He said Falana was aware of this and Falana is still standing by her side. Falana is representing justice for Mohbad. And you're dragging the whole thing in the poto. And you're jumping from one interview to the other. At one point, you launched an album. Even people celebrated and said, okay, I beg, help us buy this man's music so he can rest. But it's still not enough. I don't want to drag him, but he's dragging himself in the mud. He's dragging his whole family in the mud.
Passing this case through, I saw this mode when I see that this lawyer.
If I were
If Falana want to behave in this kind of manner, can his own mode put at the junction because of this Mohbad case? He want to manipulate because of money.
So Falana want to manipulate because of money. Please make that make sense.
The name that this man has been building since all this day, and we're from the same Ekiti.
Well, shout out to Nesville again. He said because we're from the same Ekiti. Listen to this. Listen. I don't know what that has to do with anything. Unrealistic expectations. Okay. This man don't know you. He's either representing justice for Mohbad, which is human rights activist movement thing. Everybody's please help us. We're writing to the police. We're doing this. Wunmi is quiet. You're dragging everything in the mud. I can understand why you feel like he's manipulative or he's not taking your side. This is not the time for anybody to take side. They are taking sides with Mohbad. Which the only way to take side with Mohbad right now is to wait for that result to come out. Or if you want to hold the police accountable for taking too long, then let's focus on that. I don't know who this is. This is some kind of blogger. These are the Facebook blogger people dragging Falana.
Ó sọ pé bàbá ń sọ̀rọ̀, bàbá fẹ́ jẹ́ káwọn withdraw nínú kéèsì Wùnmí ló ṣe sọ pé àwọn fẹ́ pa. Ẹ máa gbọ́ o. Ó ní Baba think is vulgar abuse will force us to withdraw from further representing Mrs. Wunmi Cynthia Aloba to enable him to inherit the assets of his late son, Ilerioluwa Oladimeji. Ìwọ tó kọ kíní on behalf of Falana, ó ní ṣe oríire.
Are you here? That's about my estimation. I could be off. About 50% of everybody that's talking about this. Majority of this conversation is going on Facebook, and some people download it to come and upload it to YouTube. It's those aunties. You're absolutely correct. Some of those aunties, they will collect. Why is he dressed like that? He's dressed in Asher address a prophet. The Facebook auntie Adubos. Yep, that's them. Who is that silly woman? Who is that person that you heard their voice? I don't know who that person is. The name on this YouTube channel says Lagelu FM 96.7. Is that the person's name? All right. So that's what that says. But again, I'm not going to play too much of that because clearly those ones are not ready for justice. They're just looking for people to drag. And they've seen an easy target in SAN Falana. That's the way I see that. You know. Anyway, there's a report here on Vanguard that was reported on December 29, 2023. Let me see here. We're talking about Mohbad and some of the updates. These are some recent events in the last even 48 to 72 hours. Okay. Mohbad Falana writes Lagos CP over death threats against wife and son. Human rights activist and senior advocate of Nigeria Femi Falana has petitioned the Lagos State Police Command after alleged death threats against the wife of late singer Mohbad, Omomi, and son Liam. Recall that the Ask About Me crooner died in controversial circumstances on September 12 at the age of 27. Mohbad was buried the following day by the order of the father, okay, who is now fighting for justice. After the people said no and they exhumed the body to start the test. Now he's now championing the test at one point, but he's championing DNA test now. He no longer cares about the actual test and laboratory test to find out what happened to this young man. He's now more concerned about the DNA in the name of it must be a foul play from his daughter-in-law. Just listen to that, okay? It doesn't sound right, right? But we're waiting. We're patiently waiting. Maybe that's actually what happened. We'll find out then, right? We'll find out then. Maybe that's what actually happened. Anyway, Following Mohbad's death, there have been nationwide calls to investigate the cause of the late singer's death, with protests held in some states demanding justice. Mohbad's body was exhumed by the police. Okay, so this is what Falana said. Your office would recall that Ilerioluwa Oladimeji Aloba died under questionable circumstances in September 2023. Questionable circumstances. No name mentioned. His remains have since been deposited at the mortuary after the completion of the autopsy on his body, which was exhumed. The coroner's inquest to ascertain the circumstances surrounding his death is still ongoing at the coroner's court. While his wife, Mrs. Cynthia Wumi Aloba, continues to mourn the death of her late husband, she has received death threats from anonymous callers. Right? Well, Nigerians will take on matters that's not their own. They will do that. Okay? And yes, it could be people that are close enough too. And the following users of Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. So they actually named some users on Instagram that have been sending this girl some death threats. Now, keep in mind that Baba Aloba is also claiming the same thing. You know, now it's a competition between him and his daughter-in-law and his grandson. All right, but there's a letter also reply, because ever since it's been accusing them all over the place, there's a letter. I'm going to let Nesville read this one for us. Shout out to Nesville for us really quickly. Let me see. There you go.
For you in exchange for the
this to say, Mr. Joseph Aloba, that's Mohbad's dad.
Okay, so she's reading the letter from Falana and Falana Chambers to Mr. Joseph. No, to address, I guess, some of the allegations against Falana, right? So let's hear it.
Told Wumi to hand over Liam to him for him to take him to conduct a DNA test. He made his lawyers to write to Wumi that she has to.
Okay, so let me pause that for a second. So he's been asking the woman to hand over the baby for DNA tests.
Not be juju be that.
Like you didn't whine?
You didn't whine?
Anyway, so that's what they responded to. Let me continue. Let's continue.
Hand over Liam to him so he himself can take him for a DNA test. The Falana Chambers replied to Mohbad's father via his lawyers that since he wants Liam to be handed over to him for DNA, which he has mentioned, they would take blood samples, etc. Liam needs to be protected as per his child's rights, so Mr. Aloba and his lawyers should get a court order and bring it to them before such a request of handing over the child to him can be granted. Remember that Mr. Aloba is not Liam's parent, so he cannot even request for DNA, but consider.
So we've said that here over and over and over and over and over again, right? Not in a few minutes. We've said that over and over and over again here, right? We can't. You're not the father of the child. You have no biological. Well, you do by way of DNA, but even by way of DNA, like you're not the father of the child. When it comes down to the court system, this is a public matter now. In order to get access to that baby, you're gonna need some kind of. There's going to be a lot. You need a lot more than just being the grandfather. Nigerians, listen to me carefully. Nigerians, for those of you that really think your culture drives the rest of the world, even though you import everything else. You want to shout culture at the top of your lungs, but you import everything else. Nigerians, listen carefully to me.
Sorry.
No, he does not have the right to that child. You don't get it. If he did, they would have given him the child already. Don't you get it? Like the reality, I know how you feel. I know you think it's culture and this and that. I get it. I sympathize with you and your culture. He does not have the right to this child. Not especially with the way he's moving. He's dragging that child and the mother of that child in public. He's going to need to be able to, he needs a criminal case or something. He needs this investigation to come out and show that Wunmi actually participating in some kind of foul play. And then she's a criminal, and then they'll be looking for other family member that can take care of that child. That's all he can wait for. If that doesn't happen, he has no right. Remember, I did about 2 or 3 different sections here, and some of the lame ones thought he had rights. No, on paper, okay, which is all that matters in this case now, today, he has no right. And also in reality, beyond paper, he actually has no rights. Not until he knows how to conduct himself around his daughter-in-law, the widow, and his grandson. His grandson for the rest of his life. Yes, I know. Wait. How can he not have right? And you say his grandson for the rest of... Yes, but his grandson, not son. Right? Even let me tell you something. In a developing and developed society, the mother, unless you can prove that she's a crackhead, say, okay, at the end of the day, she's more connected biologically to that child as far as the society is concerned. And that is the driving force in all of this that they don't get. Let's continue this.
During all of the circumstances and the situations going on, Falana Chamber has agreed with their client Wunmi to grant Mr. Aloba his request, but ensure that the law can protect and ensure the child's safety. Since then, Mr. Aloba has not gone to get the court order, but rather he has been granting interviews, defaming the Falanas, and now accusing them of wanting to kill him. They've also told him to desist from that, or they will have to take that accusation to court for him to prove to them where Falana made threats to his life of wanting to kill him. Only thing they told him is to go to get a court order requesting for the child to be handed over to him. Remember, he is not a parent, and apart from the parents, it is only the courts that can grant that a child's samples, blood, etc. to be taken out for DNA. At the end of...
Now, I know a lot of things, thanks to Nezeville. I know a lot of things. It's not common sense. I already know that. You know how I feel about common sense. Common sense is a terrible guide to life. But this one is wild. If you're not a parent, you have no right. No, grandparents have no right. Parents have to give you that right. Parent or the government, because they ask him, go and have the court grant you this order. If it's the court will determine if you have the right. Okay, forget that he has right. But it's not enough that I said he has right. The court has to determine that he has the right. They have to give him the order, and then in that case, they can now give him the baby. Because in that case, the safety of the child will be the responsibility of the government when they give that kind of order. Because guess what? Safety first. They're going to put things on this baby's body and all that kind of stuff to try to collect specimen to do tests. And you don't think that you need court order to go and take the baby? This is wild. I don't know why anybody will ever argue beyond this. You can have your sentiments. You can feel like you want to take side with Baba Mohbad. That man has gone through a lot, this and that. I get that. I understand. There's a video of him somewhere crying on the internet. Right? I get the whole thing, but you might have empathy for him. You might be sympathizing with him. I don't know if it's empathy or sympathy. I'm not sure which one you're doing there, but he needs more than just the crying. He needs to know how the world actually works. It's not all of that is not enough. Check this out. Check this out.
You don't know, it has been a sleepless night. But the God that I serve will bless you. I do not bury my child because of THR3ATS. He gave up at the gate of THR3ATS. In our madness, we cannot enter THR3ATS. We don't have that money. But my husband said because it's his life, enter THR3ATS. I don't know how to do. But THR3ATS do not ask a cover. They started drinking.
Let's appreciate THR3ATS.
He's alive. He's alive. The one place what the doctors in THR3ATS, I don't know their name. I was able to carry my baby after 2 weeks, and he was laughing. Oh God of mercy, may He bless pediatric doctors and nurses in Jesus' name. Ordinary, all your staff. I don't know their names, but I know.
So he's crying. I get it. He lost his son. Somebody said he's gone through a lot. I agree 100%. You can see very dark man said, this man have gone through a lot. Sha, may God comfort him. Amen. Amen. But if you can't see how this is the wrong move for him to be dragging his daughter-in-law and his grandson in public and be jumping from interview to interview, if you don't see that, well, guess what? You don't have a choice. You have to wait for the process, the due process. Okay, I'll just leave it at that. Okay. Chinye said she agreed to do it, but Papa Mohbad has not sent him DNA money. So when he's serious about DNA, he should send the money. No, that's what everybody's saying on the internet. But I believe more so what I just saw in the letter that Falana just said. Like, they asked him to go and get the court order to get the baby. That just makes too much sense to me. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, there's a lot of people moving stupid stories all over the place on Facebook that's not necessarily true. They're making up stories and stuff. There's some things also that Wunmi said herself. Obviously, she got angry one time and she sent that voicemail to him, right? But the courts are not dumb. The courts will look at the validity. If she's just angry or she means it, they will check. They won't put you in harm's way, just like they won't put her in harm's way, right? Well, there is, let me see. Let me drop the link for Natu real quick. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like to see someone cry. Now I feel bad for him. No, he's gone through a lot. There's no question about that. Welcome, Yes TV. There's no question. I've dropped the link on Natu. There's no question that he's gone through a lot. Right? But we're dealing with reality. His daughter-in-law's life and his grandson's life is involved. There's no way that's going to override your sympathy for him crying. I'm talking about the general public sympathy for him crying. I feel sorry that he's crying too. I'm sorry. He lost a son. That's a great deal, you know. But this matter is in court. Well, somebody says it's not in court, but there's a case that's being investigated. They're waiting for a lab test from the autopsy and the other stuff that they might be doing to get to the bottom of this, right? So the idea of dragging Wunmi was not enough. Now he went ahead to continue to try to drag this old man, who is probably just trying to help. They're probably using a lot of charity funds to do this work, you know. So it's not enough that he's crying. I feel sorry for him. I understand. But I'm gonna play one last, and I'll talk to Natu to end the show. Let's see. So I think this might be the video I already played, but I'm not sure. Let me play this one last video. Let's see.
Person, hello, Barrister Okutekpa-san. Good morning, sir. Make we appreciate them.
Oh yeah, listen to this. Listen to this.
It happened. We got the house. We did. 2,000.
Barrister Okutekpa-san, sir.
Yes, sir.
I get this the kind.
So let me give you a quick backstory to this really quickly. So this man said he wanted to call another barrister that can help, that can, he made that call right there on live, and then the barrister man, an SAN who owns his own chamber, I don't recall his name. He picked up and he listened to them, and that's the conversation. He wanted to call another SAN to chime in on this matter and stuff. I want you to see how this ended, and this will conclude my lesson that I wanted to share with you with regards to this update on Mohbad right now today. Okay.
In case where you they like, case where concern poor man we no get money to carry even small lawyer. Now you be the senior advocate where it stand for poor man we no get money to even transport come your chambers. You go give them transport, you go give them feed them money, you go even sponsor in children for school. Let's appreciate this man.
president of the masses waiting to happen.
Barrister Okutekpa son, sir.
Yes, sir.
He get one young man wey die. Where we dey suspect say na kill the killer. Na musician he be, in name na Mohbad.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know whether you hear about Mohbad.
I dey hear am.
In father dey for studio, he come all the way from Lagos. He dey look for justice because he talk say then they harass and then they intimidate him, then they bully him. In fact, then they threaten in life now as we dey talk because he talk say make police release the autopsy wey dem do about 4 months ago. No result. He say the pikin wey in son wife born say they suspect say no be their blood, no be their family blood be that. Say make them do DNA. Now the things wey make them they threaten in life be that. He dey for studio, sir. I won't beg you whether you go take over this matter, sir.
I feel like say I dey hear that one can say my brother Femi Falana did now.
The man now, the man they beg here now say make we beg Femi Falana.
The first thing that man said, like, I think Femi Falana is already on this case. Pay attention to that. That's a very important part, right? I think Femi Falana is already on this case. Not only that, I said that to Marriott, I see your comment. Femi Falana is already on the Nigerian police neck too, right? Because you can't really move further in this case until you get some kind of result or some kind of conclusion from whatever they did, right?
Make he leave him. Say he be like say Femi Falana they threaten him. Abi, how you talk him, sir?
My brother,
Yes, sir.
ordinary president, not be every of matter we talk for radio.
Did you hear what that man said? No be every matter you dey talk for radio. Everything don't belong on the internet. Everything don't belong in the media. Okay? Especially if there's a due process that is in the middle of process. You're going to sabotage. You're going to self-sabotage the whole thing. No be everything. Who is advising this man? What I heard is that he's not listening to his children either. Not to, you can unmute now. That's what I've heard. That he's not listening to his children.
Make we talk am.
He won't sack who?
Make we talk am up.
He wants to silence the people that are saying the truth online. He sounds like an internet lame. That's the accusation against Falana. At first, he said it's after his life. Now he say he wants to silence the people that are talking the truth online, the truth tellers. This, I feel sorry for him now. Go ahead, Natu. Talk to me.
Oh, wait, you know, right? MOP. Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Here.
Oh, you want to show us your face? Yeah, show us your face now. Yeah, now. Hey, show us your face now. Not want to show us our face.
Honestly speaking, right? Illiteracy is
That's the issue here, right?
Yes. Aside the poverty mindset, illiteracy is playing a role here. Because person wey no books suppose know wetin they call people. You see this son, as they called him, as they ended the matter there, he didn't proceed with any conversation.
Yeah, you're just like
because
right?
he knows that Falana does not pick anyhow case. Do you understand what I'm saying? Falana does not pick anyhow case. And you know, say senior, you get levels. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now this man bringing this case, you should not forget that even the people that were suspecting is among them.
Yeah.
The hand way they point for me, you understand? We're also pointing the same hand at him. Why? Because he was the person that buried the guy the moment they brought him that night. Wanted to bury him that night. Why were you rushing, sir?
Yeah.
Tell us why you were rushing.
Yeah.
Are you a Muslim?
That question is not yet answered properly yet.
Are you a Muslim? Are you a Muslim that you're rushing?
I mean, he keeps claiming that the police gave him the body. They didn't take it from him. Do we have proof of that yet?
No. Exactly. So the kind of pressure that he's mounting on that guy, he's getting the same pressure. And let me tell you, our people say Pikin will say, Mama no sleep, he no sleep.
Yeah.
When he was dragging Falana with his small blockers, he didn't know he was dragging somebody with big blockers. Now they drag her.
Exactly. They said they want to silence the people online that are telling the truth.
If they tell you that MOP's house has security with dogs, and you say you want to go cheap for the house, say you don't prepare yourself. Dog bite you, then you say dog bite you. What you go for again? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he's like all over the place. Honestly speaking, the dude is like all over the place. That's one problem that he's having. Two.
Do you feel sorry for him? Do you feel sorry for him? You don't feel sorry for him.
And let me tell you why.
He lost a son.
Let me tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
If you lost a son and you want to take that child from that woman, yeah, and you want to find out, I will be that woman's best friend.
Right. Wait. You know, Yoruba people have a proverb. They said, if you want to catch a monkey, you will act like a monkey now.
Benny. Listen, let me tell you a true story.
Mm-hmm.
One of our friends suspected his ex-wife had a child that wasn't his. And he wanted a DNA. He didn't fight her now. We were doing vacation and everything. He begged them to come with him. He took them on vacation. That was where he took out whatever he was taking to go and run DNA. He didn't even know. DNA came back, it was his kid, but his mind's address. He didn't even know he ran the DNA. It was we that his friends that know that he ran DNA.
Right.
So all this dragging that you are dragging, that's her only child. Wumi is the closest person to Mohbad that he can get anything that he wants to get. No need to fight. You understand what I'm saying? So if you are dragging me like this, I will drag you. I will put shame inside cupboard and use key and lock that shame. And I will have to shame them. Do you understand what I'm saying? So as she has a child, if she's saying that the child is from Mohbad, she has to get everything that she can get to train her own child because she doesn't have anything to train the child. And that mentality that he has, that's African parents' problem.
You're muted. Did you cover the mic?
Am I muted?
I think did you cover the mic? Go ahead.
No.
You fed it for a second, yeah.
It's African parents' problem. Once your kids are married, you don't have right over them or anything. If you have to do anything to their children, you have to seek permission.
Yeah.
Don't say because he's my grandchild, he's my son. No.
No, you don't have no rights.
Family, he's different. Yes.
Yeah. There's no how much you can use coconut and say I have right. You have no rights.
So African parents are having problem with that right now. They're
Right.
really having problems because this generation, this Gen Z,
Because they're showing them.
they are giving them.
It's either the kids themselves are showing them or circumstances or some kind of crisis when it happens, they don't know what to do with it.
If you are the father-in-law, we're not getting right, and you have a child, you're supposed to bury the placenta. The father is the one to bury, which is Mohbad. If I wake up and I see you say you're taking placenta to your father, and I say don't take your placenta to your father, if anything do my king, wallahi. He's not taking it now. So saying you don't know where, you don't supposed to know where they bury it. If your son doesn't want to tell you, he doesn't trust you, that's fine.
Yeah.
So he's making a big deal like he's the father. Like, bro, it's a whole mess. That guy needs to chill.
Yeah.
He really needs to chill.
Anyway, I didn't get a chance to be in the chat with you guys earlier on. Are you the one on the trip somewhere?
Yes, on Saturday.
Oh, you're going on a trip on Saturday?
Yeah, I'm going to Nigeria.
Oh, okay. So tell us, you got something going on. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah,
Let's spend the last few minutes doing that.
Let me give you a real quick. Oh, before I give you, let me say, so that Ahmed is that guy. He's a solid guy.
Hold on one second. Who is Ahmed?
The guy, the Berkete family guy. I've known him for like 30 years.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me round up this segment and then I want to separate this for you, okay? Hold on 1 second. We're back in 20 seconds.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Me love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.